So the actual definition of fraud is an intentional misrepresentation of the truth in order to gain something of value. So as it pertains to our members, fraud is when someone tries to get the member to give them some piece of information or something valuable like financial information. It could be PHI, the member's name, contract number, social security number, or it could even be financial information, their bank account number, their routing number, things like that. It could also even be something as simple as the member's physician's name, and then that information could be used to commit some type of fraud. So our Medicare population is particularly vulnerable to all of these fraud schemes for a couple of different reasons. One of the big ones is that our Medicare-aged individuals are a little bit older and a little bit more well-established. Many of them own their own homes. Some of them may be more financially well off than others, and that really makes them a target. One of the other things is not being so tech savvy. So a lot of our older people are not aware of deep fakes. And another thing is that they're just generally more trusting of people. So back in the day when they were young, people didn't do these types of horrible things that they do now. So it's kind of hard for some of our Medicare-aged members to believe that people would be so horrible as to call them and make these misrepresentations to steal information from them. But unfortunately, it's just a reality. So imposter scams are one of the things that we see very often, even here at Blue Cross. And these are instances where someone represents themselves to be someone that they're not. That usually takes the form of a cold phone call, and the caller could represent themselves to be someone from Blue Cross. I'm calling from Blue Cross, or I'm calling from Medicare, I'm calling from the physician's office, even I'm calling from your bank. So again, they're going to represent themselves to be a trusted individual, and then they're going to ask for information, whether that be social security number, banking information, physician's name, anything like that they'll later use to commit a fraud. We live in Louisiana. Lots of people in Louisiana suffer from diabetes, unfortunately. So one of the schemes that we have seen related to diabetes is the signs on the side of the road. And basically the sign just says, I buy diabetic test strips, or cash for diabetic test strips. And then there's a phone number. And unfortunately, if our members engage with that and they call that phone number, a very friendly person, or someone pretending to be very friendly, on the other end of the line is going to go one or two directions with that conversation. They're going to ask the member how often they test their blood. And then they're either going to say, oh, well, we want to switch you to a different testing module. And unfortunately, the module that we're going to switch you to, or that your doctor wants you to have, isn't compatible with your current test strips. So we're just going to get you to turn all of those test strips into us, but we're going to get a new tester for you and get you new testing strips. The other version of the scheme is just simply, well, Miss Jones, how often are you testing your blood? Oh, 6 times a day. Well, do you really need to test 6 times a day? Why don't you just test 3 times a day? And then I'm sure you're on a limited income. I'll supplement your income and pay you for those extra test strips that you're not using. But don't tell Blue Cross and don't tell your doctor. Tell them that you're still testing 6 times a day, but really you'll just test 3 times a day and then you'll sell the others to me. Unfortunately, in both of these scenarios, the test strips that our fraudsters get go into the black market and are sold at tremendous markup. And they may even be a situation where the test strips remain in someone's trunk or in a warehouse for a period of time where they're not even giving an actual result that means anything. So a very dangerous situation for our members. So some of our members have reported receiving communication, sometimes by the telephone, email, Facebook pop-ups, anything like that, where they're asked to take a survey or respond to something in order to receive usually a gift card. A $100 gift card is the main one that we hear about. But then when they take the survey and they apply to get the gift card, they're asked to pay a shipping fee. So this particular scheme is kind of strange because the shipping fee may only be $5 or $6, which doesn't seem very material, but if the fraudster gets thousands of people to respond to that and pay the $5 or $6, obviously there's no $100 gift card or restaurant gift card on the other end of it. The member's never going to receive anything, and they're only out $5 or $6. But again, if that scheme is carried out over a large population, the person on the other end of it has gotten a lot of money from that scheme. So one of the most prevalent fraud schemes that we've seen recently, and this one really is impacting our Blue Cross members, is misdialing. So if you dial, typically it's our customer service phone number, they misdial that customer service phone number, and if they're off by even one digit, I call it fat fingering. They miss that one digit. They thought they hit a 5, but they accidentally hit the 6th. The fraudsters have gotten the phone number that they know is one digit off from our number, or they've gotten every phone number that's one number off of any of the digits from the real number, and then they pretend to be Blue Cross on the other end of the line. I have actually engaged with these when our customers have called in and given us the number that they think they dialed, and I've been fortunate enough to get some of the fraudsters. And it's very interesting because some of them are very blatant, and they will say, oh yes, you've reached Blue Cross Blue Shield. And then if we say, well, I want to pay my premium, they say, well, the department that takes premium payments isn't available right now, but lucky for you, we have a special promotion today, and we're going to let you speak to someone about that. And someone else comes on the line and promises, again, a $100 gift card, prizes, different types of things, but you have to provide your credit card information, or you have to provide some identifying information, your contract number or your flex card number or something like that. So again, a complete ruse. The member's not going to receive whatever it is that's being promised of them, but they're trusting, hey, this is Blue Cross, this has to be real. This can't be a scam because I called Blue Cross. And again, one digit off doesn't get you to Blue Cross, it gets you to a fraudster, unfortunately.